Hello and welcome back to another character creation video. My name's Lumin and today we're having a look at Payday 3. And because it is in fact a Payday game, it's not so much a character creation video, we're actually doing a character preview here, or a cosmetic preview, or I guess you could say a customization preview video. The menus themselves and the way you can sort of interact with the cosmetics is a little limited, and the way you interact with the characters is also a little limited, but there's still a bit to look at, so we're going to do it in this video. For those that don't know what Payday is, Payday 3 is the much anticipated sequel to one of the most popular co-op shooters ever. Since its release, Payday players have been reveling in the thrill of a perfectly planned and executed heist. That's what makes Payday a high-octane co-op FPS experience without equal. And yeah, I mean, it looks really exciting, the gameplay looks fun, Payday's cool. It's a cool game. And in this video, we're going to check the customization out. Let's do it. If you'd like to do a deep dive to discover all there is to discover about the game, you can do so by following the links below, and there'll also be some timestamps there, so use those, find what you're looking for, leave satisfied. I want to say again, it's a little weird in the menus here. Like, you can't remove the mask. So there are characters that we're going to be previewing here, but you can't actually look at the character's face. You can see the back of their head, you can't remove the mask. They each have their own type of mask. They each have their own sort of default mask that they have on. You can't remove it here. The only place that I've seen that you can remove the mask is when you're doing a stealth mission and you need to blend in with a crowd, then you can remove the mask, but then you still don't see your face. Only other people co-oping with you can see your face. That's it, and you can obviously see their faces. So they seem to want the masks locked on. I mean, the masks are a big part of the game, so I get that. I'm just putting that out there. I haven't found a way to remove the masks here in the menu to look at the characters' faces. If you guys have found a way to do that, please let me know. With that said and done, let's jump in and have a look. I'm going to look at the characters first. We're doing the cosmetics first. Then at the end, I will look at the loadout, show you the guns very briefly, the skills very briefly. I'll just sort of rush through it. There's not so much that you might want to see here. We'll look at the skill trees and stuff like that, but this is more stuff that you want to look at when you jump in to play the game yourself. The cosmetic stuff, to me, more important. Then at the end, we'll also have a look at the rest of the menus and what else is available here. First, however, let us begin with the characters, or operators. First we have Wolf. Wolf is a contradiction, a messed up psychopath and a dependable partner in crime, all wrapped into one crazy package. He doesn't do regrets and rarely shows fear. Obviously unhinged, but still ruthless and efficient in his methods. Yeah, there you go. Next up, Joy. You can see they all both have each of these characters has their own custom mask. Hers, yeah, I mean, very much tailored to her, seeing that there's a flashing Joy sign on there. Genius hacker and security expert, merciless heister. Joy is a dangerous combination of both. She has a complete lack of respect for authority and a twisted sense of humor, but in a heist, she's all aces. Dallas, a hard, no-nonsense type of guy, but he always takes care of his own. Cunning and daring criminal, always focused on the objective, and he rarely loses his cool. Often the man with a plan in a pinch. There you go. Chains. To Chains, being in a firefight is business as usual. With nerves of steel and a flippant attitude to violent crime, it takes more than a few stray bullets for him to lose his cool. Confident and fast-talking, he's a true professional and a force of nature. Pearl is an expert con artist and infiltrator. She leaves nothing to chance, and it's a rare occasion when things don't go her way, but if the situation calls for it, she's no stranger to firearms. And make no mistake, she's a vicious fighter. And finally, Hoxton. Foul-mouthed Englishman with an attitude, a thug with a brilliant mind that matches his brutal deeds with an even harsher language. He doesn't mince words, is loyal to his friends, and always brings his A-game to any heist. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like it. That's the characters. You get to select up to 4 of them over here. I think that's just sort of like the order in which you want them. Favorite, second, third, and fourth. In case you know you're in a game with someone else who wants the same character. Now, I'm going to jump into showing you how the rest of this works. If you go to the mask menu or suit menu or gloves menu, it looks like this on all of them. You get to equip different masks that you have on your characters. I don't have many at all. I've got this one. And then you get to buy new ones in the store and put them in these slots. But again, each character has their own unique mask. So you sort of jump in here and you can either use that or put one that you've customized on for yourself. Same thing for the suit, same thing for the gloves. When you go to the vendors, however, you can preview things like the weapons, but we are here, like I said, for the cosmetics first. Here are the masks. Masks probably the biggest part of this game, even bigger than the outfits and stuff like that. There's just a lot of customization surrounding them. These are called the mask molds. I think these ones are the customizable ones. And then at the bottom you get the already customized masks. Okay, so let's have a look at them quickly and let's see what's up. You get to inspect them like this. You can see that a lot of these are just plain white. Then you get to use spray paints and decals and stuff like that to customize them and make them into whatever you want. There's a lot of cool molds here, a lot of different shapes, a lot of different styles. You can see that some of them are the same as the ones that the character presets themselves use. It's nice. There's a lot to go on here, a lot that you can pick up, a lot to, let's say, aspire to. And some of them more detailed than others, some of them have more going on, some of them have more bits and pieces on them, and it's fantastic. Once again, a lot of customization that can be done here. Some of them you can probably just like throw on and call it a day, you know, like this. Who wouldn't want something like this? It's pretty fantastic. Am I still on the right menu here? Yeah, I am. Oh, look at that. That's a very sad looking baseball. This guy with his old cigar here. I love this massive beak. Yeah. And then finally we got this one. Each of them has their own description. By the way, you can see like the lore over here. And then you have the customized masks. These ones are a little different, as you can tell. You can do a lot of customization yourself. As you will see in just a moment when we get a little lower down. You can see that a lot of these are the same ones that we saw up there. They just changed. And for real, the mask customization seems to be pretty decent in this. Pretty in-depth in this. It's sort of like, I want to say it reminds me of like painting a mini. It's like you got your mini, you got your paints out, you want to customize it. It's that kind of experience. These are mask patterns. It's kind of, you know, if you preview this one, I think, and you come down, let me just change this to make sure I've got like an easy to see one. It's not easy to really, I think we select this one and then we go down, then it'll show us the, no, it doesn't. It shows it on the default one. So you can see over here, that's like the little teardrops over there. This is the star over the eye. It's a little difficult to see the customization options, but if you look at the pictures over here, you'll see what it is. And then these can be used on the different masks that you want to customize. So you buy one, you customize it with these options, you throw them all together, and you make something cool. The more interesting customization options here, spray cans. Lots and lots and lots of different choices. Fantastic selection. Some of them are immediately available. The more unique and interesting ones are a little lower down, and they unlock at higher levels. But there's a huge selection of colors here, and I'm sure if you jump in and you start customizing, you will find what you're looking for. That's it for the masks. Again, the mask customization, pretty fantastic. Now, outfits. These are the same on all the characters. You get to actually preview them if you'd like. Obviously, they'll look a little different on the female characters, so what I'll do is I'll select a female operator quickly and I'll show you what they look like. But these also have pretty much full descriptions over here, you can see. And you get to go through it. You get to read about them if you want. You get to truly immerse yourself. And yeah, the customization options are pretty good. Pretty good. There's a lot of choices that you can make here. I mean, you combine the outfits with the masks. You can't mix and match bits and pieces of the outfits, as far as I can tell, apart from the gloves. But, I mean, with the amount that they have available here, it's alright. And it's a situation where you're not going to just use the highest level one that you have unlocked, as far as I can tell. You'll probably want to, you know, pick something that suits the character that you're playing, the theme that you go in with, or whatever. Gloves, far less interesting to look at, I want to say, because they're so small. But these are obviously for you in your first person game a pretty big deal, because you will see them when you're playing quite a lot. Whenever you're doing hand gestures, whenever you have a gun out, whenever you're doing anything really in the game, your character's hands will be the one thing that you will see. So it's probably something that you're going to want to pay attention to. And there are a decent number of them. I'm not sure if I just did this row twice now. You can zoom in and sort of look up close and personal. But I'm going to say it again, there's not that much to actually see on them, unfortunately. It's like the gloves are going to be like the accent, you know? They're going to be that little bit that brings the full outfit together. They're going to be that little bit that sort of puts the cherry on top, you know? Some decent choices here, though. Interesting. You can see a lot of repeats, unfortunately. It's like they have a few styles, and then they use those styles repeatedly with different color schemes. There are obviously more intricate designs as you go down, but you are probably going to be seeing the same ones constantly. Like these ones here, you're seeing them the whole time. And then obviously the final ones are these like sort of, they look kind of gold, I don't know. But yeah, the kind of nicest looking ones. Then, I think we are pretty much done with these sort of cosmetic customizations. Once again, you get the masks, you get the suits and the gloves, and with that out of the way, we're actually going to jump into the guns. Now, the loadout, it's kind of complex. It's kind of complex. This is not something I'm going to go fully in depth into. I'm not going to go through like literally everything, but the loadout works like this. You get to fill it out with weapons, primary, secondary, overkill weapons, and then you get to do armor, which, yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Deployables and throwables. Now, the reason I haven't looked at all of these here is because I'm actually going to show you in the store what they look like, if I can. And then after that, we'll look at the skills. That'll be at the end. So if we go here, we go to arms dealer. Let's see if it's all here. Okay, it's not exactly all here. But let's go through these. Then we'll have a look at the other ones. I'm sort of going back and forth, but you can inspect each of these over here. And as I go through them, you can look at the stats on the right-hand side. There you go. You might just have to pause quickly and peek at it. But there are a lot of cool weapons here. I'm sure if you are a gun enthusiast or gun nut, you'll find something you like. There's the classic AK. And again, it's nice having things that you can sort of go for, you know. Don't have everything unlocked immediately. Gives you a reason to spend some time in the game. Playing. These are the regular weapons. These are preset weapons. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but they are a little bit more customized, I suppose is the word. They got like the decals on them, the paint on them. It's cool. It's nice. And I think that, once again, if you're going for like a certain style or look, then you will most likely be able to find something here to accent it with. Weapon charms. It hangs on the side of the weapon over there. Teeny weeny. Kind of hard to see, but it is something that you will get your eyes on if you play in first-person mode, which you will be playing in. So, yeah. Then there's paint schemes. I can't preview these, but you get the idea when you look at the picture here. It's a color or a sort of pattern or whatever that you can use on a certain slot. So you buy this to get that slot, and then eventually you'll have them all, and you can do full sort of makeovers for the weapons. Then there are weapon stickers. That's for your actual customization. Pretty cool. Once again, there's a bunch of interesting looking ones over here. And then finally, favors. It's basically buying favors for missions and stuff like that. Now I'm going to go back to the loadout quickly. I showed you the way this works. That's where you put your primary weapon, your secondary weapon. The overkill weapons are these two. The Markham Mamba and the Hit 5 Red Fox. There you go. The armors, 4 different types here. Deployables. It's the ammo bag, medic bag, sentry turret, and armor bag. Throwables. Frag, flash, throwing knife, and smoke grenade. And then finally tools. Microcam, infrasonic mine, EMC jammer, and motion sensor. Pretty cool, I guess. Lots of different things you can use. And then our final stop, before we look at just how the monetization and stuff, I'm not sure if that it's actually quote unquote monetization. I'll have a look at that quickly at the currency broker over there, but the skills. This is the final stop for us here. There's a lot of different skills here. You see there's skill lines. You've got medic, ammo, mower, infiltrator, tank, sharpshooter, and so on and so forth. I'm going to just quickly hover over all of them, and I will show you how they work. There's a bit of a description here where it tells you about edge, grit, and rush. You can see at the bottom, edge is you deal extra damage, grit is you take less damage, and rush is your movement speed is increased. So know that when you look at this. So that's your medic skill line. Steady hands, extra charge, combat medic, code blue, triage, and then finally field surgery. Now, again, I'm just rushing through these a little bit because, honestly, it's not something that you can really sort of plan for so much ahead of time. You can look at it now and see what you see and sort of decide, oh yeah, I like this line or I like that line. But if you want to actually get full and deep into this, then I imagine you'd want to look at it yourself. So, ammo, Scrounger, fully loaded, plate up, high rain, mag throw, and top up. Mower has recoil handling, suppressive fire, ammo funnel, and replenish. Then the last one here is sprint loaded, infiltrator, quick fingers, retriever, bagger, blade bouncer, and finally frugal thrower. That sounds useful. Tank, you can imagine what that one is. Hardy, extra plates, armor up, last man standing, and finally disengage. Sharpshooter has collateral control, long shot, precision shot, and cut-in shot. Then we have speed aim. Escapist is balanced, move and cover, slide tackle, battering ram, and swift. Demolitionist has cooker, shell shock, blowback, blast shield, overcooked, and extra munitions. Enforcer, quick reload, face to face, solid, combat reload, and shock and awe. Manipulator here, overbearing, silver tongue, negotiator, menacing, Stockholm syndrome, and master trader. Engineer, there's a lot here, isn't there? AP turret, cooling system, detonation, spin cycle, and dual sentries. And we have targeted fire. Gunslinger, from the hip, heavy hip fire, finisher, and quick draw. Grifter, walk the walk. Social engineer, open mic, and slippery. Hacker is secure loop, appliance breach, routed ping, or routed ping, glitch protocol, and signal catch. Then we have tactician, is crowd control, coup de grace, discombobulate, and expose. Then we have the scramble over here, strategist, combat marking, threat assessment, misdirect, and marked for death. And finally, close quarters combat specialist is soft assets, groundskeeper, pin puller, savage takedown, and pressure points. So yeah, cover-up's the final one there. There is a huge amount of stuff. The way it works is you have to research stuff. You pick one, or else it does it in like the default order, they say. But you pick one to research, you select it, and then as you play, your experience will go towards those. But yeah, there's a massive skill tree here. Lots of cool options available. Now that basically brings us to the end of what's available in the game itself. There are a few extra things, like I didn't show you the currency broker over here. It tells you about the C-stacks. C-stacks are an encrypted currency inside crime.net. You can convert cash into C-stacks. The exchange rate gets worse the more stacks you buy. The timer resets the exchange rate. Once exchanged, C-stacks cannot be converted back into cash. There you go. That's how it works. And yeah, I mean, it seems like a simple enough way to do things. You will notice that to buy items that you can actually buy here, it costs, as you can see, cash. And I think that's it. These are the challenges over here. There's a lot of stuff that you can look at. There's like, I mean, like there's really a lot of stuff that you can look at. You'll see here it says 408 combat challenges. Yeah, I mean, what the heck? Crazy. Crazy. But that's it. Guys, thanks for joining for a quick look at what's available in Payday. I'm not a huge fan of the way they handled the customization in the loadout, but I am a huge fan of the fact that you get to do lots of cool mask customization. So it's a bit of a win and lose situation for me. There are pros and cons to the way they've handled this. I realize that Payday players knew exactly what to expect coming into this, so for them it'll probably be more than likely a huge upgrade above what was already available in the previous games. So that's a win. Yeah, and I think for most people it'll be good enough. No actual customization, as I mentioned. So, you know, what you see here with the characters is what you get. I do just wish that you could see what you were getting in the menus as well. Anyway, check back here soon for more. Enjoy the game if you're playing it. And all that other good stuff. Give this one a like and share it. And hey, you know, if you haven't already, you can subscribe to the channel. I do a lot of these videos. Do it. Happy that.